You remember how you were saying that you couldn't hear the sound on the ice?
Oh, yeah, I was joking completely.
Yeah, you can definitely hear everything they're saying.
I didn't want them knowing that. I didn't want them knowing that we could hear them on the ice. Come on. I told them that there's one place on the ice where they could definitely be heard, but other than that, what, you actually think I wanted to stop the fun conversations for everybody here on the YouTubes to listen to? I wanted them to keep going. And on that, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the draw number 7 here at the 2023 Junior Bonspiel here at the Potomac Curling Club. This is the annoying guy that's been with you all weekend long, Robert Young, and I am joined, as always, by my tech buddy, Dylan, but also other commentator. We got, I wrangled in an actual expert on curling, Brian Dauernheim.
That's hilarious, sure. Yeah.
You're more of an expert than I am. You've beaten me. You've at least beaten me at playdowns. Therefore, you are an expert. You are higher up.
Have I beaten you?
No, you haven't. I
didn't think so.
No,
It was like we always lose to Evo.
Which by extension means me. Yes. Even if I haven't been in a while, I still take credit for it. So we are in draw number 7. This is going to be the last pool play event that we're going to have before our event finals, which is going to be at 11:45 today. So to give you a breakdown on our feature sheet, we'll have Team Penn versus Team Stilp on our feature sheet on sheet B. Team Penn, we've got Connor, Jason, Brian, not Brian, Evan, my apologies, and Warren. And I don't see the Kraken, so unfortunately, Kraken will not be making an appearance today. Going again on versus Team Stilp, which is Becca, Freya, and Camilla. Is it Camilla? Camille, thank you. And we are going to have a sub helping them out today, Noah, who was previously on, I want to say, Henrik's team. Yeah, so Henrik Carlson. So 4-on-4 for today. On sheet A, we are going to have Team Whitaker go up against Team, I believe that's going to be Team Evan Carlson. Whitaker, this is their, I think, 3rd time on sheet A, so they are experts on A by now. And on sheet C, we are going to have Team Desmond versus Team Major on sheet C. On sheet D, we've got Developmental Bucks versus Developmental Bucks. It's a Bucks off. So
we're going to be very careful about our pronunciations on that sheet.
Yes, absolutely. So
Bucks, not anything that rhymes with Bucks.
Nothing that rhymes with Bucks here. So it looks like we've got Team Penn will be first to throw. So Team Stilp's got hammer, and away we go. I'm surprised I have a voice after Friday and Saturday, but one of the things I've been genuinely impressed with has been the level of curling. I've been a junior coach for a while. I've helped out with juniors. I know the competitive capabilities of juniors, but I don't know if you've been watching, Brian, but this play this weekend has been really good.
I have been watching a little bit, but on the YouTubes, thank you very much for broadcasting.
Well, of course, Potomac is known for having a great web streaming system, especially with the super fancy hack view, sweep view, guard view, and house view. Everyone else is just all stationary. But we've got a pretty interactive setup here, and I was at Plainfield for a Bonspiel last weekend, and everyone is talking about how great Potomac's setup is. So it's definitely a great setup. It's wonderful. So big shout out to Mr. Ken. I can't remember Ken's last name.
Ken Clark.
Ken Clark. Thank you. Ken Clark is, I want to say, the architect and constant bug fixer of this setup. So big thank you to Ken for a great setup here. We have 5 viewers right now. One of them is probably at a hotel watching the game. So hello and good morning, the 5+ viewers joining us. Okay, one of them is directly beside us.
Oh, he's not. You're not actually.
Okay.
He shared it to his Facebook.
I see. 6 views. One person came from your Facebook. Schlanger had to have.
We've been having quite a few viewers, actually. Like every time I've looked, it's been at least 20.
Yeah, we've been having some good I think the most I've seen was 39 was on a Friday, I think. So then, of course, they found out I was the one who wouldn't shut up, so it just plummeted. They let me have a microphone. They say, hey, Rob, would you like to commentate? And I will not shut up. And they're like, and? So here we are. So one thing, a about this weekend's ice. It is running a tad slow. A lot of our draws are typically during like league games or last Bonspiel. You typically get draws from a hog line to hog line of about 14.5, indicative of really good fast ice. This weekend they've been running about like 13.8, 13.9, so it's a little slower this week. They do get caught up. One theory that I had yesterday was the fact that since there's not any old people on the ice, there's not a lot of heat being emitted. So it probably has a lot to do with that. So,
well, I'm just glad they got the new scraper working.
Yes.
A little snafu yesterday.
Someone told me, a little birdie told me that it was an assassination attempt on the previous scraper or something like that.
Paul took the old scraper out back and old yellered it.
Yep. That he loves saying it like that. He loves to make it dramatic. So, Paul, if you're watching, good morning.
He's right over there.
Paul, if you're in the room, good morning. Paul's not acknowledging me, which is par for the course. It's great.
Ooh, sneaky biter.
Sneaky biter off to the side there. So, looking at both of the houses, we got for both sheets B and C a pretty decently guarded center line. Team Stilp.
First end ice.
First end ice, trying to figure it out. Hammer ice here. Oh, Becca looking like sharp in those sunglasses. Typically, when you see an adult curl on Sunday with those sunglasses, you know what was up last night.
Well, they probably have a Bloody Mary right next to them, too.
They're probably a Bloody Mary 2 or a mimosa, depending on the event.
Caesar, if you're
Canadian. Or if you're like me, just stay away from the alcohol. Well, unless it's a scotch.
Now we got an alcohol
now we got a backbiter. So all the bites. And Jason just going and trying to get to the button first here. So Connor DePalma from Plainfield. Really cool thing about this year's Bonspiel, getting a lot of different players from different clubs. We got a team from Bowling Green, Ohio here. Several people from the Triangle Curling Club. We have a curler from Peachtree Curling Club down in Marietta, Georgia. I lost my impartiality the minute I saw some teams from North Carolina. So I'm like, yeah, go Heels. Or Mountaineers, sorry. Definitely not the other school from Durham. And then I think we got Philly and we got Bucks here as well. So great representation across the Eastern Seaboard. A lot of schools, a lot of teams probably prepping for U18 and U21 competitive playdowns. I know that I was told yesterday that Broomstones is coming up relatively soon. So Broomstones will be hosting a U21 competitive event for the U21 Nationals, and Ardsley Curling Club is hosting the U18 playdowns or U18 playdowns in the first weekend of December. So a lot of great opportunities for our competitive curlers to get more experience, play a little bit more competitively, and give it ample opportunities to go to national championships, which typically are going to be held Minnesota, Wisconsin. I think Fargo's got 1 or 2 this season. So
the junior nationals this year, I believe, are Eau Claire, Wisconsin, and Colorado.
Yep, and then regular nationals. So this is the traditional nationals for men's. Will be in a mall in New Jersey. I make light of it, but I've seen them all. It's super cool. I'm pretty excited for this.
They have a big ass water slide too.
Big ass water slide. There's ski slopes
in this. You can see it from the turnpike.
Yes,
you can see the water slide from the turnpike.
Exactly. Well, I mean, like I lived there. I lived in New Jersey for such a long time, and the minute I leave, the mall opens. And I was wondering what was that thing near the turnpike, and it was just this gigantic mall. If you are interested in checking out the Nationals, being on the East Coast this year, it's going to be kind of hosted by Plainfield Curling Club and Ardsley on Long Island. I think they're all doing like a group effort to just try to get volunteers. But check out USA Curling. Just Google USA Curling, or I think it's just usacurling.org online. You can take a look at different websites, different Bonspiels, and different events that are happening over the next few months. Camille, I believe, was being asked to draw right on top, if not maybe top 8. Looks a little warm here, but sits, 12, a little warm there. Just replaces their shot rock. So the other Brian Dauernheim in the hack right now, Evan, Getting ready to finish up their last Vices rocks here for Team Penn. And it looks like it's just going to be like cross the nose hit here to sit 3. Just use this advantage, get rid of the Stilp rock.
It's always a hard shot when he was trying to throw a draw last time and was heavy. And he basically just needs to throw the same weight that he just threw.
Right.
But you're going to probably want to overthrow it because you think, oh, I have to throw more weight because I need to throw a hit. But it's really very close to the same weight you just threw.
Yep.
Gonna jam. Oh, you got a little lucky there.
Yep. Just didn't necessarily hit nose, so that's enough just to hit and just get both out. So nice double from Evan. I was gonna call him Brian again, dude. I am sorry. I got to have a wrong name jar. I did it yesterday again with Henrik versus Evan, so I owe them I think a grand total of $9 now. So I don't have a swear jar. I have a like wrong name jar. Camille being asked to hit and roll. Line looks good. It's curling just a hair.
Right on the nose.
Any flop would be nice here. So we're about ready to start skips rocks here on sheet B. On sheet A and on sheet C, we are also starting skips rocks. Looks like on our side sheet, on our sheet C here, if you see on the right of your screen, I believe that Major is sitting the single, and then they're sitting third shot because I heard overwhelming oohs and ahs and compliments from the warm room because of a shot that was just thrown on sheet C recently. So looks like Team Major now throwing first skips rocks here on sheet C. And trying to gain some intel on sheet A. It looks like it's a back of house party on sheet A, which is a common thing this weekend. A lot of back of house action across all sheets. But hey, if it's in, it's in. It looks like it is 1, maybe possibly 2 shot rocks for Evan right now as Gracie Whitaker starts their skips rocks. They do have hammer. Whitaker does have hammer on the end there. So back to our feature sheet, we do have Freya Stilp lining up. It looks like it's just probably going to be sink one in behind the center line guard. Try to get into that top 8.
Yeah, Jason had the somewhat typical inside out over curls.
Yeah.
And rolled out on his hit. So
I will say that the one thing that's been a difficulty for a lot of our curlers this weekend has been the hits, because there's so many different techniques that you're seeing on your team. Some people have a lighter handle on the hit. Some people have a more of rotation on their hit. So you can't really predict the line very well. So for those of you who might not know about hits and handles, if you have a lighter handle on your release, so you're not putting a lot of rotation on the rock, you have a tendency to have your rocks like turn or start their curl a little bit earlier than expected. So you can't get as reliable of a line. And if you put a little bit more rotation on the rock, it's going to hold that line nicely, especially on hit weights. So if you have different people on your team with different levels of rotation, it kind of messes with how you have your line set up for your hits yourself as a skip. Yeah. So.
Actually, Freya was talking about that earlier. She was talking about, they were asking whether or not to give her split times, and she said that her team throws all their rocks so differently that the split times are kind of useless to her. Yeah.
So there are 2 different types of splits out there. There's a split that a lot of people like when you're doing deliveries, which is backline to hog, and that split is a more personalized split to your person who's throwing. So that's more contingent on the who and the how. But a traditional split time that you might hear us talk about, myself and Brian talk about, is a hog-to-hog split, because that's not dependent on people. That's more sweeper and line specific. So this is about.
Hang on.
This is looking like it's going to be a full back 12 to sit 1-2, and Camille sweeping pretty hard, so it's a biter back there. So looks like it's going to be a force of 1 here on for Team Stilp. She just did this throw. She just tried this attempt. So I think. She knows what she needs to do to get her draw. And then she's got backing in case she's a little warm here. So here's Freya for Team Stilp lining up for their for the hammer shot here on B. We also have hammer shot on your right of your screen for C as well. No, we do not. My bad. This is the last for Major. I apologize. Thank you for the correction for Dylan. I will get Dylan to say something on the stream. while he is
As he shakes his head.
his head no. Split's not bad here. It's a 75 for her. The sweepers are on. It's curling early. Yeah, this is definitely lines, but Noah's doing a great job. But it looks like they're up on the sweep. 13-2 was the split time. The line looks good.
It's going to use the backing.
Yep. This line is caught up for sure. So nicely done getting their one there for Team Stilp. So on the board now, 1-0. And I believe we just got hammer shot thrown on sheet A for Team Whitaker. And it looks like it's going to be a steal of 1, possibly 2 for Carlson, unless they kicked early. I did not see where the I don't want to make any assumptions there. And we're going to get confirmation there, but it might be a steal of 1, possibly 2 for Carlson on sheet A. And then it looks like Team Desmond is lining up the hammer shot on sheet C. It does look like if they can throw maybe a downweight hit, they make contact on their red shooter, on their red third shot rock. I think they can possibly push the yellow back, but I wonder if the call here, I wonder if that is the call. I'm not really sure. So Team Desmond lining up the shot. And then if you take a look at the developmental Bucks groups over on the far right of your screen, it looks like we've got a Bucks County team is sitting 2. Bucks 2 is sitting 2. Looks a little warm on sheet C. You're going to start seeing the rock here shortly, and it looks like it might be just maybe it's a little wide. It might just...
Trying to bump it in.
It looks like it's hot enough. It might do, nope. Yeah. All right, so a steal of 1 for Team Major on sheet C. Ones across the board here today. Possibly 2. We're waiting on sheet A. Good morning to the 11+ viewers on today's for today's stream. We're very glad to have you join us on this Sunday morning here for Veterans Day weekend. If you are a vet, thank you very much for your service to our country. Greatly appreciated. 14. The minute I said I acknowledge how many people, we just skyrocketed.
And it was only 1 on sheet A.
It was only 1 on sheet A. Good. All right. A lot of yellow singles out there. 1 yellow, 1 yellow, 1 yellow. Will developmental buck the trend? Hey, hey.
No, nope.
Somebody, please.
No,
please.
Nobody do it.
Please.
Don't. No, yes. No, David.
Yes. I'm so happy right now. Don't worry.
We are trying not to encourage this.
Don't worry. The best puns will be happening soon once we start focusing on A. David Schlanger is my favorite person. Also, want to acknowledge the fact that the tick rule is in play here on sheet B. We are following tick rule here at the Bonspiel here at Potomac. So we have a 5-guard rule, a 5-rock rule for guards that we would following for a while. But there's a new rule in WCF rules, and this is going to see this in a lot of competitive competition, where there is a no tick as well. So if you have a rock, as you can see here on the screen, if you've got a guard that is touching...
only the higher one of those
Only the higher one of the 2.
Because the other one is actually biting the 12-foot.
Yep. If you have a guard that is touching the center line, you are not allowed to even move it. It's not allowed to be moved, and it's a may ability. So
you are allowed to move it. You just can't move it off the center
line. You can't move it off the center line, yeah.
So where that is, since it's biting, as you're looking at it, we're looking at it anyways, one side of the center line, you can bump it over to the other side of the center line.
But it must stay on the center line no matter what, yeah.
Remain touching the center line.
And the nice thing is that unlike the 5-rock rule, for the free guard zone where it's a full replacement, the tick rule is a may replacement. So if the opposing team ticks your guard, if you don't have a problem with that, if it was an accident, whatever, you can let the rocks lie, or if you want to put it back, you have that option too as well. So
and that's an important point because I have seen multiple times where the delivering team has seen that they are ticking the rock and they stop their rock instead of letting it come to rest.
Yep.
So it's the option for the non-offending team. So don't stop the rocks. It's not like, the free guard zone where it automatically...
We have to put a pause on this because I believe there's a request in the chat room. Dylan, your Iowa family would like for you to say hello to them. Can you say hello to your Iowa family? I know you're shaking your head no, but it is a request from Iowa. And Karen, thank you very much. Karen Best has been watching a lot this weekend, and we will try our best to get more Sheet A action. I said that to you last night. We were doing our best. No pun intended. We will do our absolute best so you could take a look at how Ryan and Owen are doing. They are doing great, by the way, I just want to say. So nice work out there. Nice work on Whitaker's. So, but yeah, Lisa would like for you to say hello, Dylan. Can you say hello to your family in Iowa?
Not even moving his microphone.
Nope, he's not. He's just sitting there grinning and embarrassed.
It's funny because he does talk on the broadcast occasionally before.
No, this is why
I don't know why. He just doesn't like to do it when you're on.
No, that's the point because he knows that I won't shut up. He's like, this is perfect. I just don't have to say a single word. He literally told me that that's why he likes doing that. He doesn't have to talk.
Right, Yellow may have 2 biters now.
You are welcome to talk, Dylan. Oh, he doesn't like talking while operating tech. I get that. I respect that. Also, how can you get a word in edgewise when I'm around? What? Ain't that right, Schlanger? All right, Connor DePalma is setting up for Team Penn. This is going to be his second rock here. And it does look like Yellow's in.
Yeah, they're getting in deep, though, now.
Yep.
He's got to make this one. Because they got a bunch of guards that are going to be very hard to get rid of if he doesn't make this one. That looks a little spicy. Play off the outside one. Plan B. And it was too late.
Let me get that information for you. Doomsday. Be right back.
So Connor's rock was indeed a little bit too heavy. They just missed wicking off of the yellow. Redirect for plan B. So Camille is going to try to do that. That one also looks a little spicy. Tis indeed. In the back of the house. Now, let's see what he wants to do with this one. All right, Jason's going to start calling some cleanup shots for Evan. Well, that's no good. And yeah, that was just an unfortunate slip on the delivery. And they're going to be in big trouble now. You can hear Evan saying that he kicked the hack with his back foot, which is generally bad for trying to deliver a stone. Don't want to kick the hack. You will fall. This one's looking better from Camille, and might still got to slow down a bit on the brakes. Better weight, but still probably a little bit heavy. It is in the back of the house, but hanging on. Uh-oh, what'd they do? Freya must have burned it at the end there? I don't know. All right, now that no guards have been removed, we're just going to go back to throwing a draw. See if Evan learned anything from Camille's 2 rocks here. Does not appear that he did. It looks a little spicy still, too. It should hang on there. Just going to be a little open, though. It's the only thing with that. Go ahead. Yeah. So, yeah, that rock is definitely open. Freya loves to hit. See if she throws anything less than 8.5 seconds. She's been... Freya has grown up a bit this year and is now a lot more powerful and has not quite adjusted to her newfound powers and tends to throw her hits rather heavy. It was a 9-3 is what I have on that one. But good enough to get it out, but not stay around. It does appear that sheets A, B, and C are all on getting close to skip rocks, at least. Sheet C is a little bit behind. Sheet A is throwing skip rocks. Sheet B is throwing some skip rocks. Evan needs to pay attention to the line. Sitting here talking to Freya and Camille and missed the line call. Missed the line call. All right, over on sheet A, real quick, it appears that Evan Carlson is sitting 2, one of which is behind cover and one of which is behind a red rock. And Freya, again, is going to throw a hit on sheet B. And over on sheet C, we'll get to skip rock shortly. It looks like Team Major is sitting a bunch right now. Freya with another hit and roll out, and it'll be another draw for a single for Jason. Nicely played end by Team Stilp, keeping their guards, putting a little pressure on Jason. He just has to be full 12, but he is technically facing 2 yellow counters, so he does have to be full 12 somewhere. This one is coming in and not missing the line call this time. It does appear that they will get by and just needed to stop, and it comes to rest in the back 4, a little bit back 8. But that'll be a single for Team Penn.
Nicely done. Sorry, everybody. I did a fact-finding mission. Apparently there's a lot of action going on in terms of tournament play here, so I got educated on what needs to happen for
all
event
the
finals.
permutations?
Well, not all of them, just the important ones.
Oh.
So just so that we are aware of.
So if he doesn't mention your team, he just said you're not important.
Whoa, whoa, hurtful. I can't. I would never say such a thing. So apparently, this game here, winner will go on to the A event final, and the loser will go on to the C event final. So both teams here having an opportunity to move forward. Just depends on what final they're going to get. On sheet A, some interesting permutations there where Evan Carlson, if Evan Carlson takes the win, he moves on. They will move on to the A event final. If Whitaker wins, there's going to be a tie in the pool, and it'll go to tiebreakers, meaning that Team Marson from the shootout will be advancing to the A event final. And
so I wonder if any of our 17 viewers is Team Marson watching this game.
I'm assuming so, because at least one person had mentioned, it's Brandon. So
Brandon Hare is from our club.
Yeah. So just trying to figure out permutations for later. If anybody from Team Marson or if any of the competitors are listening, good morning. I'm glad you're awake. And I believe on sheet C, major winning in. That's the plan on winning in for their event final. So, okay. But right now, on the B event, on the B sheet, winners will, no matter what, everyone on sheet B will be moving on to event final. It just depends on what the event final is here. So, fighting for the A here, which is nice.
We can potentially show the 4-sheet view. We have Hammer coming over on sheet A. Gracie's going to have to draw against 2.
And it looks like on sheet C, the last rock for Team Major, they're already sitting 1. I think they just want to probably add some traffic on the on our viewers' right-hand side and really force the action to the left-hand side there, which I think is the smart move there. So we're going to see... both of those are still setting up right now in the house. And the developmental Bucks 1 currently in the house starting their skip. They're getting ready to finish the Vices rocks here with Bucks 2 sitting 1-2. Let's go juniors. Yeah, Jamie. Camille being asked to sweep hard here. It looks like it's going to be a takeout on sheet B here. While we take a look at sheet A, you can see now on your screen 3, 2, 1. Here's the draw attempt for Team Whitaker. These sweepers have been going hard all weekend, so they're great sweepers here. They just need to keep dragging it. Here's Gracie helping them out. Unfortunately, just short.
So like a steal of 2 for Evan Carlson.
Steal of 2 for Carlson there. And on sheet C, it looks like there's some scatter shot there from Team Major. It doesn't look like it hurt anything, like to prevent
didn't help them either, though. They did not get that. Out counting the red.
No, but it still makes it difficult for Desmond to get their single. They're looking at like possible draw lines or at least hit lines. The only thing I'm really worried about with what they're looking at is if they manage to hit the full yellow rock that they're currently looking at, which is the top 8 rock, they're running the risk of chipping their own and giving Major possible instead of 3 or 4. So
take your medicine and throw it away. Maybe
I like the draw. I like the cold draw.
Throw the in off.
You can throw the peel weight in off. Yeah, that'd be great too. I like the draw here.
They did. They were practicing that the trick shots on.
Nothing that flat though.
Well, but they've thrown it before.
Oh yeah, they've absolutely thrown the in off. But it looks like they're setting up for Zach to throw their draw weight. Zach and Zoe. Really great back end, great communication. I think it has something to do with them being family. I don't know. Sometimes the best family don't get along on the ice very well. I've noticed, but to see Zach and Zoe, they did really well all weekend, especially in their communication and talking through things. As far as I could tell, they might have been fighting, and I would never have noticed. So if we want to go back to the regular view, we can have Team Desmond on the 30% shot. Yeah, so Zach throwing his hammer, as you can see on the right of the screen here.
Still a very difficult shot to get in there.
I also like it because it gives your skip an opportunity to practice draw weight. So I'm always down for that. Looks like it's curling a little bit too much. It's going to hit the guard. but it's curling enough that, nope. All right.
No harm.
No harm, no foul. Looks like it's going to be a steal of 1 there for Major. No, steal of 2, I believe.
They're going to look at it again.
Yeah. Waiting for confirmation right now.
Nobody's looking at Rob.
Nobody
wants to look at Rob.
Please look at me. Acknowledge my validate my existence, please. I need constant validation.
Nobody is validating you whatsoever. I'll give you a high five anyway.
Thank you.
There you go.
We got acknowledgement because Brian was the one that did it. It was just a steal of 1 for Major there. Thank you, Brian, for being our investigative reporter, getting the information that we and the viewers need.
You just have to know the language of teenagers. You can't just like stand there and hold a finger out. You have to like really get their attention.
Flail
Wildly. That's my secret.
Do you flail enough to maybe hurt another joint?
Yeah. I am a mess, man. Like the crutches are really messing with my elbow now.
Oh no!
Yeah. If you watched Nicodine curl lately?
Yes.
He cannot actually crouch in the hack anymore because he's had so many knee surgeries.
Yep.
Which will be me shortly. And now he's massaging his wrist as well. He's having wrist problems. So that's me with my forearm, basically. Like, it's right in here is where I got a little, right in my elbow.
Nicodine is one of my favorites, and every time I see him like that, I'm like, just...
He was joking the other day that he, they were asking him about his wrist, and he said, yeah, I'm just getting old. And then I looked up, he's 38.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's also
I am no longer 38. That was a long time ago for me.
Well, I sit there, I'm like, my one dream has been I want to go to compete at a U.S. national event, not like even the national championships, like give me play down. And I'm like, I wanted to do it before I'm 40. And then everyone's like in the mid-20s. I'm like, I'm still wanting to do it, but geez, do I feel like I'm not allowed to because of the weight. I feel like I act like I'm 18, like in terms of maturity level, but...
I'm only a couple of years away from seniors. So that's my goal right now.
Listeners, you did not see the sadness in the eyes when he said that. It was just like, I want to give him a hug now. Speaking of, you're watching your youth in front of your eyes. Here's Evan throwing his, which I said it right this time.
He made it to a nationals before I did. So
yeah.
Evan played with Evan Carlson and that most of that team over there at the U21s at Broomstones.
I helped out a little bit. I feel like I helped out a little bit with them. So they were a fun group to help out with last year.
They learned a lot. That's all we'll say about that experience.
Oh yeah,
They definitely were not expecting to be there. They were all under 21. They were mostly under 18, and so they learned a lot.
Oh yeah. And speaking of more youth in front of everyone's eyes, Schlanger's daughter Camille out there throwing some heat there. So I love watching children of curlers play and watching the parents watch as well. There's got to be a level of pride there. I didn't come from a curling family, but looking at watching second generation, third generation curlers, that's just really cool to watch. I wish I would have had that, and I'm sure a lot of curlers wish they had that as well. So it's really cool.
I will just say that I don't enjoy watching my own son play because it's very stressful.
Oh,
it's very stressful.
Evan,
I would much rather just be out there playing.
This is the moment where Evan is like, this is my child. When he goes to therapy in 10 years, this is the moment where I really had to change relationship with my father. So I believe this is Jason's first for Skips Rocks here. It looks like it's just going to be a draw behind that guard.
changing it up a little bit here.
I like
because
that.
He has to, there is a yellow counter in the back.
And we saw from the first end that this is the line that definitely sped up. So he definitely checked the weight up a little bit just to be on the safe side. But it looks like it's just going to be just a hair light. Clogs the center line, which isn't that bad. But it gives Team Stilp an opportunity to sink one in there. The question is going to be where do they want to place it to prevent any types of run backs or whatnot. So Freya lining up to outside the, in the middle of the 12-foot for a draw attempt. Put some pressure, sink one in behind one of these guards here.
So I always find this an interesting quandary, Rob.
Yes.
If you were going to throw a draw and you just saw somebody throw a draw as we're looking at it on the left side of the sheet, which side of the sheet would you throw on?
Are you asking me personally? Or
that's a leading question.
So here's how I
know what I would do.
Here's how I like to play this. I like to play the team and not the ice. And if I see my team making mistakes on the same draw path over and over, I have a tendency to all right, do it again. Go to that side that you made a mistake on. I like what Freya's doing. I would have done the exact same thing. Like, you're having an issue on the in-turn draw. I'm going to make you do the in-turn draw again. I'm going to go to the out-turn. I do run the risk of pushing it narrow or pushing it harder. A lot of options there. But at least I'm giving them, I want them to try to do something on the mistake side. And that's me. But I know that I don't play optimal strategy.
Well, so my preference is if you just saw what the other team's rock did, then hopefully your team was paying attention and they know how heavy that was thrown, and you should know exactly where to put the broom now because they just showed you.
Yeah, never
you should be able to.
If you got free information, use it.
Right.
I don't know. Again, this is that optimum strategy of do I play the player, or do I play the team, or do I play the ice? And it skips preference all the way. If they forcing them into the draw. Now, this is definitely a further draw path, so they're definitely further out from this path, and I think the weight looks better here. It looks a little
heavier.
warm, but I think it's going to, once the curl happens, it'll dig a bit, but that still looks like backline weight from here. Just checking up a bit. Camille ready to sweep it through. Let's go, Camille. There you go.
That slide path a little bit. And
it's in that faster path.
Did she get enough?
I think she managed to sweep it out enough.
I think she did.
We'll take a look here. But the nice thing is now Freya's got backing. So follow it down to draw for two if they wanted.
Be just throwing it the same way, even if you're not sure.
And calling for the button draw. I believe this is going to be a button draw for two here. And the nice thing is, follow the path. But I'm absolutely in agreement, which is the minute you give me free information, I'm going to use it. But again, it depends on how you want to play it. Do you want to play the team or do you want to play the ice? And I think at a Bonspiel like this, try different strategies. I've definitely gone to a 5 and under, where I've literally just played the same shot over and over again and forced my opposition to make misses. And I got far with that, so. But it is a 5 and under, so there's that. So Team Stilp on the hammer shot right here. Sweepers are not touching it.
Well, they were early, and then they came off. That looks pretty good to me.
That looks really good. Curl, a lot of curl on that one. Just needs to track up a little bit. I believe the minute I said cool duck, I believe my friend Kate is my friend Kate replies back. She's a member of my cool duck team. All she said on the text messages was, "Oh, we know." Good morning, Kate Trella.
Evan is looking at that again just to make sure that it is two.
Yep. And
before he kicks it away.
I believe he literally just touched it. So yeah, it looks like it was two yellow there.
Yeah, based on the way he moved it towards the center, I think he was just showing you that.
Big thank you. I wanted to say thank you to Evan for doing that for us.
You were that close to saying Brian.
No, I wasn't. I was stumbling on my words to say thank you. I'll acknowledge if I was about to call him Brian. No, just a big thank you for showing that on the
yeah, and he
stream.
didn't even have to do it because it technically wasn't a measure, but
it was really nice.
Good to know. Yes, we agreed, or at least just point to it and say that one.
Yeah, that was really nice of them. So thank you. Helping out the YouTube viewers and the old people that are currently in the broadcast booth. We are currently in Skip's Rocks now. This is on sheet A. This is Whitaker's first. Looks like it was a draw attempt that just ended up being a little on the warm side on sheet A. You can see on the top left of your screen now. It just went through. And then on sheet C, our side sheet here on the right of your screen, it looks like Major is sitting 3 right now, and they're finishing their Vice's rocks now. And I believe it's probably, I thought it was a draw attempt, but it looks like it's over curling a lot, and it might be promoting. No, it's not. It's
the hands go to the head.
No,
don't go in. Okay.
That's not. It's tracking nicely. Also, the nice thing, it does prevent a run back on that side. So it looks like it's forcing Major to either pop a guard or try to get into the top 4, which that's the shot that Zach's asking for, is to draw through that port there. So Evan Carlson on sheet A, if we could go down to over the top-down views, please. Evan Carlson on sheet A to the left of your screen, throwing his last. You can see on the passing the hog line now. They wanted to be full 12, if not full 8, but it was looking a little warm, and I believe that is Ryan Best, being the best Vices sweeper out there. Throws it out there and gives Gracie Whitaker an opportunity just to do a hit for 1, get on the board here. And there's also an opportunity to hit and blank, which I haven't seen a blank on purpose the Bonspiel this weekend. But if I was Gracie, I'd kind of want to blank right now. Get a crooked number.
Go either way, yeah. I mean, you can.
If you're not used to playing blank ends, then you're not going to instinctively know to do it.
And you don't necessarily want to try to and then miss it.
Of course.
Just make sure you make contact with the rock first, and then
anything else is a bonus. Yeah. Sheet B right now, I believe Noah just sinking both in. There hasn't been I think it was a hit attempt that just flashed on Team Penn's first. But here's the hit attempt coming onto your screen right now on sheet A. Looks like they'll make contact. There might be a good roll there for the blank. Nicely done for Gracie, getting the blank on the third end there.
We'll just go with that. She meant to do that. Yeah.
I think so. What? It was an advantage for that.
They were sweeping, and then they were not sweeping. Yep.
So looking now back to focusing now on sheet B. Looks like it's an attempt on the double for Warren Kean. Or at least make any contact with one.
Contact with the back one.
Picks out the back one, which is not bad.
Fascinating one, yeah. It's hard to do.
Well, it's hard to do.
It's curling away from the rocks.
This is what I was mentioning earlier with if you throw normal, please make sure you put a little bit more rotation or you're going to get some more curl than you would expect. So if you are a junior curler listening, if not right now in the future, and you're like, well, what is one thing I should really work on to be more competitive? I would honestly say work on hit weights, like just good control, good normal, but work on your rotation. Make sure you put a lot of rotation on so that you don't accidentally have some curl on a hit that you don't mean to. So that's a really good option, an opportunity to practice if you get some practice ice, or if you are playing on a fun league and you have a skip that's like, I'll throw whatever. Say, I want to throw a hit so I can practice my rotation. So that's a good skill to have. I know that as a skip, I always like to see somebody with a hit weight with like a lot of rotation, so I know that I can be a little bit closer to the target that I would like. So, Brian, thoughts on that?
Don't overdo it.
Don't overdo it. We don't need 18 rotations.
Don't need a nicotine spinner on it.
Nope. 4 rotations, 4 or 5 that's what I was taught. If you have a peel or a normal, 4 or 5 rotations is over. It's like borderline overdoing it, but that's kind of what you're shooting for. And I know there's at least one 5 and under curler that's asking me for tips and feedback. So I know at least one person from Potomac's writing this down going, okay, Rob said this. This is good. I like this. I can work on that.
All right, Team Penn again trying to get this rock behind all the guards. It looks like it's going to
I think it's looking good, but it might crash on the second one, yeah.
Yeah, just a little light. Getting it as far as it can. Frozen to it's pretty good.
I don't hate the freeze. Freeze is a good one, and Freya calling for 3 guard, add to the pile there. Uh-oh. I always worry whenever I'm on the broadcast to check my text messages. Kate Trella rolling her eyes at me. I wasn't at you, Kate. It was at somebody from Potomac.
This one for Becca is out a bit further than we've been throwing lately, so unsurprisingly coming up a little bit short.
Well, it's a one guard. Make it a one guard. Is it a one guard? It is a one guard. Hey, a guard works.
It does make that, yeah, a little less accessible.
What I love is I'm being heckled by text going, you've missed so many, you missed multiple faces through the majority of your talking. So apparently I am eliciting facial tics from my friends, at least, who are listening right now. So sheet C, we're prepping for Zach Desmond's final, the hammer shot for the third end on sheet C. And I think it's just going to have to be draw into that pile, make sure you get your one there.
Yeah, that's the draw over here on sheet B was a little light again. Well, maybe not light, a little inside that time. And if you want another tip for juniors, when you are sweeping, constantly be telling your skip what the weight is.
Even if you're wrong.
Because you will be wrong, so correct yourself after you're wrong. It's fine, as long as you don't think, if you say back 12 and then it ends up being a 3-guard, somewhere halfway down the ice you should be adjusting and saying it's not back 12 anymore.
Exactly. You do not need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. Always say something, because you're not going to get better if you don't. I am obnoxious on the ice because every 5 steps I feel like I need to say something, and I always readjust and I always fix it. And I'm also sometimes in disagreement with my fellow sweeper. That's still more information.
Right.
And that's all information is great for your skip. So if you're
Zach almost made the shot, but just went a little bit too far there. Over on sheet C, that hammer shot was just rolled a little too far.
So another one there for Team Major. So Desmond down 3-0, starting the fourth. And back on our feature sheet here, looks like another attempt. This time from Evan Dauernheim to draw behind. It looks good, but it just looks a little warm. So if it can stick around in the back, it's going to look real good.
Yeah, they actually had more room past that guard than I...
The love I'm getting on the text ring.
It's true, though.
Wait, no.
No, so he made it around that guard a little bit more than I think Jason thought he was going to make it around by.
Somebody had just mentioned to me that I'm just obnoxious in general, and that's the comment that we got from Brian, which is regarding, well, it is true. So I am well aware of it, though. There is that. All right, so it looks like Freya is asking Camille just to pop it out. I think it was like board weight was the call. Weight looks good, maybe a little warm, but looks like they're going to get contact. And if they're lucky, they can get a nose hit, stick around a little bit, maybe a little flop. Nope.
That was great weight.
Great weight. Nicely
really
done by Camille.
Nicely controlled. You don't want to overthrow that one.
David, how's her shoulder? Seems okay. Good. All right, good. I know that Camille was nursing a little bit of some tight shoulder issue earlier, and I wanted to get a status update. She's feeling better, which is nice. So was told that it's just going to be an annoyance right now, but glad to see Camille bounce back. She's been doing really well this weekend. I was really happy to see. She's been doing a great job on the sweep, too, so nice work there. The second here from Evan Dauernheim looks like just a hair on the outside, but makes contact, rolls, possibly tries to roll behind that corner guard, just leaves it open a bit.
Yep, that was compared to Camille's, that was just a little bit more weight, and so unsurprisingly went a little bit straighter.
Yeah.
And I'm not used to your stopwatch yet. You have to do the long hold to reset everything. Every time I keep
you don't
hitting
have to reset it.
Yeah, I know, but it's like it's more useful.
Yeah.
To start from 0 for me.
Once you're used to it, it's fine. Nice delivery. Noah being asked to sweep for line, holding that line there. I think you're going to miss the guard, which is good. Are you going to get to roll over to the center? It's a little thick on the right side, but flop over. I would probably say that from the hack, you could probably see edge on edge, which probably sees all of the yellow.
Yeah, this is similar to the turn that Jason had one over curl previously. So
this is the kind of rock where if I'm red, I don't want to kill it. I don't need control. I want to make sure I hit and guarantee that I flop somewhere nice. So I think with this line,
you can even ignore this one, honestly.
You really could ignore it, save it for later. Yeah,
he's not going to ignore it. He's just going to play it. I think you need to sweep that.
Oh, it's curling early. It might actually be on the guard already. And that looks like that looks like it was like one rotation on the hit, and this is where it happens when it snaps like that. So,
and he threw it a good bit lighter than Freya threw hers.
I think what he threw was control. Was it 10?
He threw about a 10, and she threw about a 9.
Okay. So, nice attempt. Just needed a little bit more rotation on that one. Freya playing her advantage right now, and I think the instinct was guard what we have now. So. I think that's what I saw.
I think she's just drawing around.
I thought with that line that she's giving now, it looks like it's a drawing around, but I thought the indicator
shot is just being in the top 12 in the hole.
Right. Getting applause from developmental. Somebody at Bucks County did something really awesome to get applause from the warm room, and I like the fact that it's Bucks versus Bucks because I can get away with saying that.
Yeah, you don't have to know which one.
Exactly. Team Major. Just trying to outdraw those guards, or at least like draw behind the guards, but just a bit short there. And over here, Freya's second now. Sorry, Freya's last for Team Stilp.
Ooh, wow. Over on sheet A, we just had a very nice run back for Team Whitaker.
You're going to get a guard out of this. They just need to make sure they gets past that hog line to get a one guard, and it's just coming up short.
Not quite. Oh, no.
So it looks like it's going to be
this could be either. It could either be the hit, nose hit.
It could be a nose hit or a draw for one. But no matter what, this looks like it's going to be just a shot for one here for Penn,
very soon with how fast he comes out.
Yep. But it's a good force for Stilp. You're forcing Jason. You're forcing Team Penn for one. You're forcing Jason to do a shot for one. So nicely done by Stilp. And it looks like that looks control.
Yep.
Looks like a good control hit. They need to hold that line to make sure it's going to stick around. They don't want to just do an unenforced rollout. But it's looking good. It just snapped at the end. And that's going to be a steal of one for Team Stilp after 4 ends. We've got a 4-1 game there. No matter what, both teams on Sheet B will be playing later today at 11:45. So please make sure you go to our YouTube channel and set up notifications so you know when our event finals are going on at 11:45. The question is just going to be on this sheet: are you playing for A event or are you playing for C event? There's more ramifications on our games for Sheet A and Sheet C. So if we want to go to the overhead, just one quick second to take a look at everything's looking right now.
It's looking genius for Team Whitaker that they blanked that last end. They're set up right now sitting 2.
And they are
throwing
right now. So this is going to be Ryan Best. Rock. Yeah, this is Ryan Best's last rock here. He's currently set up in the house right now. While that's being set up, we do currently have the second for Desmond. Let me just double check to make sure I'm saying their name right because I always mess it up. This is Corinne, looks like Corinne's just being asked to do like maybe a control hit on the shot rock in the house right now. So on the top of your screen, you should see shortly on sheet A, Ryan's call. It looks like it's actually going to be a guard here to make sure you guard your 1-2. Weight's looking really good.
Yeah, I like that.
Owen's holding that line to make sure he doesn't curl too much. But real nice guard weight there.
Yeah, I like that. Make Evan waste one, peeling the guard probably, and then save the shot for 3 for your last.
I think the conversation they were having was with the guard, this line doesn't look like a peel. This line looks like it's going to be a raise double. that's something that I know Evan wanted, has liked the idea of playing around with. So the peel is good as well. I like the peel more, but if you make contact with the guard and you try to make an attempt at the raise double, you got 2 shots. You got a shot to recover after it. So peel's good, but raise takeout, why not? And Noah on Team Stilp being asked just to do a control hit on the red shot on sheet B. So here's Evan calling for sweep on the screen now. You get contact. You got the one. So it picks out at least the second shot, or the first shot, I mean. Leaves a guard there, though. So Gracie wondering, do you draw behind the guard that they just placed? And I think that's the call right now, is to draw behind that guard they have, forcing the attention on the back red, or have Evan try to outdraw. They're going through. I will say it, out of all the teams, what I love about watching Team Whitaker is that they are very diligent and have good conversations whenever it is skips rocks. Ryan and Gracie have been working very well together. I would say probably the most communicative and most thoughtful back end I've seen all weekend. There's no wasted time there. They are making sure they plan out everything. What are my plan A's? What are my plan B's? So when they go back and watch this, just kudos to that back end. That is a stellar way to go work through shots. So nice work there. So we're going to go back to regular B action here.
That's a good freeze attempt by Warren there.
Yep.
Pretty close.
Control up is the shot here for Becca to pop that red shooter. So Penn is sitting 1 right now, but there's a lot of yellow rocks in play as well. So I think getting the red out here, pressing your advantage with a lot more yellow in the house. So looks a little wide. Yeah, it's got to come back a bit.
She did have a good control weight, but it's not quite.
It's curling now, though. It's curling a lot now. It might pick it. She gets the pick. Not bad. So it's not necessarily a full takeout, but it is sitting. Oh, it's a full takeout.
Might have gotten it all the way out.
Might be biting. Yeah, it might be biting. Dylan, our
hand signal biting.
Hand signal biting. So whatever. Dylan has technically been right, I think, about 99% of the time on seeing biters from out here. So I'm going to trust Dylan.
It's interesting because you can see the white, but the way the angle is,
you can see the shadow on the light. Right. So the shadow is touching 4, so that might touching 12. So that might be it. We will one day learn the secret to Dylan's success on accurately guessing these biters.
He goes out before every game and puts a rock as a biter and just goes back and looks at the camera view.
For someone who doesn't like math, having this high-level geometry, I can't speak English right now, having his awesome geometry skills is wonderful. So good job there, Dylan. Not saying a word. Nope, nothing. Just
Connor's draw came up a little light there.
All right, and it looks like we got Evan on sheet A. Evan Carlson is trying to peel out, pop out all the reds they can with this is some big heater weight here. Gets contact, gets them both out. Nice. Yep, nicely done for Team Carlson. That was a beautiful triple. Forcing Team Whitaker to draw for their 1 here.
All of a sudden, they're sitting 2 a minute ago, and now nothing. That was just 2 very good shots by Evan.
Yes, nicely done.
Nothing wrong with what Team Whitaker was doing. They just very good shots by the opposition. Nothing you can do.
Sweepers on it all the way here for Team Stilp for Becca's second here. I believe this was a draw attempt. Noah trying to curl it a little bit, but looks like it's going to be biting 12. I think Jason's about ready to call the promote here. Yeah, call him promote.
Just a little tap.
Yeah, just a little tap. Connor DePalma is set up in the house right now.
Those guards are nicely hooked for him now, so get one behind there and he can't get it out.
Yep.
Gracie's hammer coming in now, trying to just
hit and roll
a little bit.
And I think they're going to make contact for that. So good hit.
Good.
Nice roll. So
got their single.
Whitaker on the board now, 3-1. And
sometimes you just need to get rid of that pesky hammer.
Yeah, but if we don't want to stay on the over, just one quick. Oh, never mind then. Team Zach Desmond is getting ready to throw their first of their final rocks here on sheet C. They're currently facing 2 in the house from Team Major. Nicely split in a line back in the back 4. I think Zach might be calling for the hit and come over.
He's going to try to get a little roll underneath and could be well covered if he does make it.
Weight looks good. Line looks
close.
Line
might
looks
be
close.
rolling too much. Oh, he
nicely
right
done.
over.
Nicely
Very
done
nice.
for Zach. Well buried. Does leave the button open, but it's a hard shot to make. So let's see what the call here and the shot attempt is going to be for Major for their last without hammer here. So nicely done by Zach. Nicely done by the sweepers too. So Camille here, believe the shot is to hit to take out the red. I'm digging the Visine shots here. Get the red out. Potential sponsorship there. Thank you. Good sweeping by Noah to hold that line out there.
Yeah, she was just trying to make sure they didn't jam on anything, and it makes it right through everything.
I like it. So yellow, it looks like Team Stilp is sitting 3, definitely clogging up that center line, which is probably, since they don't have hammer, exactly what they want to see right now. They do have an opportunity, Team Penn, to pop them out if they want, but I don't think that's the call just yet. Use the guards that they have right now, because you can't really run either of those back. So try to plop one in there. So this is not Brian. This is Evan Dauernheim for his first. I knew it was Evan. I just wanted to say the not Brian part.
He may have flipped that out a tiny bit. It's got to come back.
Yeah, it is a little wide there. Weight looks okay, and they're calling for the sweep now, so I think this is track it up a bit.
It is curling now pretty hard.
Yeah, I'm
but
noticing.
It's not going to get behind that guard. Is the only problem.
It'll be at most full 8. Just biting
he just got out into that different patch of ice, and
it is counting for second shot though. So Freya, asking Camille, hey, that thing that you did, can you do it again, please? Looks like it's going to be a little bit more than control, maybe a 10 there, just to make sure you get a hit and flop. So
yeah, if she can get another one rolled underneath those center guards, they're in very good shape.
Looks like right now Zach having an open path for a possibility for 2 here. So Zach Desmond on the right side of your screen here, hammer shot on C. They just need a touch button. They actually full 4 will do it. And they're a little bit wider out there, so sweepers are staying close to it. They just need full 4. It's curling a bit now.
Always
past the guard. Always past the guard, but is it going to track up enough? It's not. And I think this is what happens when you are further out. You never really know how much weight to give it. So there's a single. So Team Desmond is on the board now. So just a fourth end recap here. We've got a 3-1 lead favoring Evan Carlson on sheet A over Whitaker. Sheet B here, we've got a 4-1 lead favoring Team Stilp over Team Penn. And on sheet C, we've got a 3-1 lead favoring Major over Desmond. And on developmental, Bucks is a 5-2 lead over other Bucks. So Bucks 2, I believe, is red, if I'm not mistaken. Bucks 1 is red. Sorry. So Bucks 1 has a 5-2 lead over Bucks 2.
And they are which Bucks is which nickname?
And they are having a blast right now. I think one of them is the Honey Badgers, and I believe the other one is the newly minted Beavers.
Yes.
So I just don't know which one. I think Bucks.
Well, the
Bucks
yellow
is
team
Honey
is
Badger.
Honey Badgers. Yellow team is Honey Badgers.
Yep. And then Bucks 2. Yeah. They're just having a good time. I love watching our developmental curlers play. They like having them on feature sheet at 12 yesterday was a lot of fun because they were just out there just having a blast. It was so much fun watching it. However, there were a few people that were kind of like watching the trick shots and just hoping one day they'll be able to throw that much weight. Some of them could. Oh, nicely done. Great great draw right behind all that traffic.
Yeah,
for Team Stilp.
That was the race to see who could make that one first.
Yep. So you see a sliver
Freya
of it.
managed to get it.
But I believe Jason is lining up to figure out how do I just outcount it. This is Team Penn does have hammer here, but we've got Team Stilp sitting 4. Beautiful weight there. Nice line too, just to get. They were just ever so slightly running foul for those guards, but great line call on that to make sure Sink's one right behind there. So nice work there for Team Stilp. So here's Jason's first for Team Penn. I think the call here is just get a freeze there. A freeze would be really nice here.
Yeah, they got to stay with it. Last on Evans' rock, they missed the break point and just kind of let it die.
Yeah, it's definitely
in no man's land.
There's no curl there. It's straightening it out, but it's looking at the curling now.
This
Line
is
looks
good
good.
weight. It's really good.
Very good weight.
Got to get it there though. See, they kind of fell asleep a little bit again there. If that's a foot further, it's perfect.
Yep. You see about, from our vantage point, you see about more, like just about half of it. So I don't know if Team Stilp wants to try to make a play at it or just guard it.
They're just going to guard it.
I like the guard here.
You can't pick it out.
No, the pick is a bad idea.
That was a setup shot for Jason. He's hoping that they don't guard it well enough, and he's able to just tap that back this time. On the next
do you like the guard here, or do you like for you personally? Do you like the guard here, or would you try to sink one in on the other side? If you're sitting 4-1.
Well, nobody's played the other side the whole end.
Good.
So I would not.
This is the right shot. Yeah. All right. If we had thrown a few on the other side, I probably would have made the attempt because I would have just thrown that draw.
Every single shot this time has been an out turn. So and that one's over curling by a mile. So Jason will have that delicate tap up. I don't know that he can throw enough weight at this to get it for 2. Because he has to get it very close to that red in the top 12.
It needs to be no more than hack. If you throw a board at it, you do run the risk of only getting a 1 out of it based on how the red will go in. Can we do a house sweep, please? If he hits on the high side, so it doesn't cross, it doesn't hit nose, it just stays on the high side. If he hits it, you run the risk of the yellow jamming in the back, and if your shooter spills, you're only going to get a 1 here. So it doesn't need to be hacked.
I think it's very difficult to get 2 here. It's a very hard shot for 2.
Yeah, I think it's there, but I think it needs to be. He doesn't need to kill it. He doesn't need more than board.
And that's what they're talking about is the jamming in the back and how much weight to throw. Where's the line going to be?
Yep. But I will just hopefully put the vibes out there that this is definitely going to be a rotation kind of dependent shot. Weight's all good and everything, but if you just do a light handle to it, it's going to give you some unexpected curl. So good communication from the sweepers on this. Everyone's ready to go. So here's the hammer shot here, away for Team Penn here. Warren's head's down. He's basically being there just for the weight. I like that sweeper position.
Does need to come back a little bit.
Starting to curl a little bit now. Weight looks good. Looks like a little warm. Makes the contact, and this is what I was worried about.
Does just get the 1.
He does get the 1. So I think it was control weight.
Yeah, that was an
11. So just board up. So, all right. So it looks like it's a single for Team Penn. Nicely set up there for Team Stilp to put pressure on that. So.
Yeah, noticing that the front end for Team Stilp is really setting up their ends very well.
Yep.
Every time it seems like Jason's coming up, he's facing multiple counters. And
good pressure calls, good pressure shots being placed by Stilp. So nicely done there. We are currently on Vice's rocks now on sheet A from this overhead view before we move back over to B, the primary B. Ryan being asked to draw behind that high guard. Line looks close. Line's good. And I believe that is Jamie finishing off the sweep there. Nicely done. just touching that tee line. So they're behind covers. They're sitting 2 right now. And Evan's first inclination has to be popping the guard. And if it's a little thick on the hit and you hit something in the house, that's nice too. But just peel the guard there. So nicely done. As we go back to our main view, Warren throwing lead rock to throw in a guard here for Team Penn. 23 viewers, 23 plus viewers. Good morning. Welcome to today's event. We are so glad that you're joining us today. If you have any questions or you want some information about today's draw, please visit our website at curldc.org. At the top navigation bar, you should see an events section, and you scroll down to the top menu and see the Junior Bonspiel, where you can find information, including the live draw, on our website. You can also check us out on social media. All of our links to social media is on our website. So curldc.org, where you not only will you be able to find information on today's event, you'll also be able to see information on our next event we'll have in December, the Embassy Row Bonspiel. It is an open Bonspiel, and we did get an email a few days ago that there are possibly some open spots available. So if you want to field a team...
Watch out. Tick zone. Tick zone.
Is there a tick? Is there a tick? Is there a tick?
Oh, tick zone.
Tick. All right, we have a tick rule violation, and now questions are going to be, do they want to replace it, or are they cool leaving it? So this is a prime example. Jason for Team Penn has the option to put it back. So they're choosing to put it back. All right. So there we go there. But as I was saying, Embassy Row will be the second weekend in December. The theme is the Philippines, and I have been told the food is expected to be amazing. So if you want to come down to the Potomac Curling Club for a Bonspiel in December, please go to our website, check out Embassy Row in our events calendar, or in our events section for Bonspiels. Come join us. It'll be a lot of fun.
I have found that the Embassy Row food is always, because it's a different country every year, it's always fun just to come and taste the different countries' food. Even if it's Scotland and it's haggis.
You know what? I'm actually coming around to haggis. I like haggis. You need a sauce, though. There needs to be a sauce with haggis.
I'm a weird person that enjoys the full Irish breakfast with it has white and black pudding, which is the blood sausage.
I've never heard of an Irish breakfast. I've heard of the Irish breakfast tea, and I've heard of the Irish breakfast where it's just a lot of alcohol and a little bit of coffee.
So a few years ago, we took a trip to Ireland, and literally every day we were staying in a bed and breakfast, and part of the bed and breakfast is that you get a full Irish breakfast at every place, which is the beans and toast, and it's more like Canadian bacon, like the ham. Oh yeah,
it's
bacon.
It's a country ham. The South has country ham. It's very much similar.
And then you're maybe a scone or English muffin, and then the two types of black and white pudding, which is pudding is a misnomer.
Yeah, well, it's an American English misnomer.
Yeah.
So
that was my favorite part, was every day getting the full Irish breakfast. I was not...
one of these days I will
go... It's not healthy, though. I will just say that.
One of these days I will go to the United Kingdom. I want to go to Scotland really badly.
Yeah.
It's a dream of mine to go. I haven't been to a different country yet. One of these days I will. So, but hopefully I'll be able to go to Scotland. So, I know that there's a large curling contingent that loves to go to Iceland for a very popular Iceland Bonspiel. And I know a few killers from Plainfield that likes to go every year. So.
We even had them. You even had them come. The Icelandic curlers came to Plainfield.
Oh yeah,
for the Bonspiel. And then they opened up the shark.
Yeah.
In the warm room. And everybody was.
I was told that I got lucky by not being there for that experience.
There was many reactions to that.
I'll try anything once.
But
I don't want to try that. That's the one thing. A fermented shark does not sound fun to me.
We are going, and it's not just fermented shark. It's the way they ferment the shark, which is, it's nasty. Let's just put it that way.
Please enjoy your educational experiences when you Google Icelandic shark.
I hope everybody's enjoying their breakfast.
Yes. We're not even doing it justice. We're not trying to describe it to you at all. We're just encouraging you to go check it out with the Googles.
All right, so Team Penn, back to the action, has a good setup here, actually. If they can get one behind the guards, and Connor can remember that it's still his shot. He started getting ready to sweep. It's still his shot. they can get one behind these guards, they're going to be in good shape to steal and get back in this game a little bit. And then we'll update you shortly. They're going up to the last skip rocks over on sheet A as well.
Yeah, so if we do top view for a little bit, I think we can stick with the skips rocks here on both A and on C. So here's the setup that we've got on A on the left-hand side. Evan Carlson Team of Carlson sitting 1 right now, and I think Grace is probably
heavy draw.
Back, yeah. Yep.
Connor looking a little heavy again on his.
Yep. So you're going to see sheet B's rock coming into view right now. Line looks good. It's actually coming down a little bit, but it's still going to be probably a heavy draw there.
This is
and on sheet
very
C,
similar to his previous shot.
Team Desmond is sitting shot
made it.
and buried, which is nice. So I think, is this Owen Major? Am I wrong here? I probably am wrong. Let me double check. Yeah, Owen Major. I believe this is Owen's first. Yes. First with skips rocks here. They're just going to try to pop out the red shooter. Hack weight will do it. This line possibly board weight, but sweepers are on it on sheet C. Just want to make sure that they get past that guard and make contact to sit 1-2 and not hit the jam in the back. Weight looks like board. Line's looking real
Gracie's
good.
rock is also going to be coming in shortly too.
Nice hit from Owen on sheet C, and we're going to see about now on sheet A, Whitaker's shot. It's going to crash on the guard.
Don't tap him in.
It's going to tap him in, but it's only going to tap him in for third shot. But it leaves second shot wide open.
Yeah,
so
you can hit the red in the back and score 3.
And this will be Evan. This is going to be hammer on sheet A for Evan Carlson.
That was just you had to throw it close to that guard to try to get to the rock on the forefoot, and just a little too close to the guard.
Yep. But Evan still needs to throw it. This line here, you never really know if it's going to snap, when it's going to snap. And so I will say that third shot is in play. Like that third rock could possibly be a danger zone.
Cheering over from sheet D.
Nicely done by Evan Dauernheim to plop one in on sheet B behind guard. Good sweeping there. You probably do see about a third of it. So believe Team Stilp, believe Freya is calling for either pop the guard or if it curls enough, runner. And we're going to see sheet A 2-1 right now. They're calling hard on the sweep for curl.
Trying not to roll out.
And it looks like it's finishing just enough, but it's probably, if Ryan does his job, rolls it out. So it'll just be a deuce for Evan Carlson going 5-1 after 5 ends on sheet A. Over on sheet C, believe we are setting up for the hammer there for Team Major. They're currently 1-2 right now. So this looks to be a draw for 3. If they sit touching 8-foot, is going to get you a 3 spot here.
I think he can just come to his own rock that's in the 8-foot as well.
And looking over here on sheet B, the top-down view, Team Penn is sitting 1-2, but it is a little open on the center line for bullets. I believe Evan's being asked to clog the port. But it has to be a guard. I do like the fact that Evan said it has to be a guard Warren because Warren was on it early.
Right, because he does not want to tap in that yellow any further.
It's curling now, though. They need to be very careful with that. Weight looks good.
Just has to sit in the hole.
Nice guard there from Evan. Did Connor just not give a high five there?
They do broom taps.
Oh, yes, I am.
Although he was reaching for the fist bump. So.
I am well aware of. Oh God,
hammer
the broom taps.
for Major looks pretty good.
Nice weight there. Just needs to crash a little bit. Yep, there it is. So that's a 3 spot for Major. Going up 6-1 on sheet C. Just to let you know,
Camille trying to throw the run back. Oh, makes contact.
Hits everything.
Oh,
no, I did not hit his head, which is good, but unfortunately that did look painful.
Hit his back.
Hit his back for sure. Yeah, he's going to sit down. But bad fall there, but did not hit his head, which is a plus.
And
hope he feels better, sir.
Coordinator's going out there to check on him. So.
Yep. Evan Carlson on sheet A.
He got a little too excited just trying to get around the guards.
But nicely done by Camille for that raise.
Yeah, it was looking pretty bad there for a second, and
Yeah.
now they're a little bit better.
Nicely done.
And making Jason throw a line they have not thrown at all.
Yep, so nicely done by Schlanger.
You got to giggle.
People refer to David as Schlanger. I'm sorry, but whoever's actively on the ice is the Schlanger. So, am I wrong?
All right, we're gonna get a split time on this
The
one. For
slightest of shrugs, acknowledging that I am in fact correct. Which I am technically correct, which is the best kind of correct. More puns, less Schlanger. Got it.
Oh, they need to sweep this one. That is very close to the guard.
Yeah, they're already calling the sweep now. Connor on it.
That's also light.
Well, it looks like they're calling. Evan's calling for the push now. There might be a promote there.
No, there's nothing.
There's nothing there. It's just too light.
It was.
Well, it does clog at least the draw path on that side.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of what maybe the plan B was going to be, like try to push
Yeah.
it into that red to split it a little bit more. But yeah, it was definitely light and definitely white. So.
All right, so Team Stilp is most likely going to be down a sweeper on this one because we would like Noah to recover. And he was looking a little shaky when I saw him just doing stuff there. So
just to remind you all of the potential ramifications right now, as it stands on the ice right now, if the results stand as is on sheet A, we would see Evan Carlson move on to the event final with the way that this result is right now. On sheet B, the way this result is, we would have Evan Carlson go up against Team Stilp. Stilp. And then we'll have, I don't know where that came from. And then Team Penn would be the C event final. And as it stands right now on sheet C, Major would be in on the, I want to say the C event final as well. F1 is Desmond. So I think that's, yeah.
So Freya came up a bit short on her draw attempt there, and Jason is going to have a similar shot to maybe try to sit two, but not try to mess up his own well-positioned guard.
Yes, I believe that for a major win here, we'll put them in the B event final. So, no matter what, we will see Team Whitaker in an event final as well. So it would just be a question of it'll be B or the C event final.
Jason's last rock coming in here, and looks like they might have gotten caught in between playing the tap and the straight draw, and it's just gonna over curl. Don't do too much. Still didn't mess up the guard too much, so.
So I believe this is going to be the hammer shot for Stilp, not Stilp.
Yep.
Well, I don't know where Stilp came from. I still don't understand.
It's actually quite a tricky draw.
Yep.
She's got to come and hope that it curls enough to get to the side of the forefoot.
But she does only need full four. A biting button would be great, but
where that yellow guard is, it doesn't have a lot of room to curl after the guard to get in there. So we'll see how it goes.
Hearing a lot of woes from the skip here, but they're calling. It looks like it's a sweep here for Wade.
Yeah, that was more for line.
More for line. Okay.
Yeah, they crashed on the guard.
All right, but it's only a steal of one there, so nicely done by Team Penn there to get their steal of one there.
They had a good setup that whole end that time. It was because they said that they hadn't been well set up all game.
They were very mad at the fact that they did not hear you, but they felt the energy from you judging them. So, looks like on sheet A, a possible split on the yellow, but it looks like it's actually a hit on the back red. It just over-curled enough too. So
it did touch it though.
It touched it, yeah.
It spun, but it didn't actually move anywhere. It seemed like just kind of like took a little paint off of the side, as they say. Oh, speaking of which.
I do hope, from an earlier comment, Karen, I hope that you are getting to see. I'm sorry that we're not showing everything from A, but I hope that you are seeing and hearing about how Sheet A is doing. If we can try to get more overhead action on Sheet A, we're doing our best to do that for you, for Team Best, and especially family watching.
Just start.
That's it. So we're currently taking a look at the Return as Adine game that's being played. I think this is the Coyote major right now, and it's just starting here. So I'm loving Team Return as right now. Their momentum is awesome. I've loved watching them curl. The next Winter Olympics is an Italian Olympic, so to see all 3 disciplines from the Italian sides do really well, I'm excited for them.
Yeah.
So
somebody was asking the other day, when did Joel Retornez get good? And I replied that Amos Massaner was 9 years old when Joel Retornez was in his first Olympics. And that's the answer, is that the team that he has now is so good.
I'm about to say, like, what do you mean get good? He's been good.
He's been good, but now he's like elite level good.
Oh, yeah.
And he's elite level good because Amos Massaner is no longer 9 years old.
Well, not only that. I mean, like, Team Italy over the past, I would say 6 or 7 years are like redeveloping and everything. And
right.
I had the opportunity.
Previous Olympics in Italy, they literally had no professional curlers.
No,
it was all semi-professional.
However,
amateurs.
we do know that Joel Retornez was on that team.
He was.
If you go look at the videos of that, you not only will get
Canada that
you'll get not only will you get a baby Joel Retornez, you'll also get baby John Schuster on that Olympics as well. So it'd be great to see how a lot of curlers will be returning to Italy for this Olympic cycle.
That was.
I believe that was Schuster's first as well, because he was with Fenton, I believe, for that one.
Fenton,
thank you.
Pete Fenton. Which was he was throwing lead but holding the broom for Team Fenton. I believe they won bronze that year.
Yep.
It was the dawn of the beginning of American curling starting to take off when they won a medal there.
Yep. And I believe a year or two before that, we had Deb McCormick had won the women's worlds.
Yeah.
So
it was around that same time period. Yeah.
Yep.
Noah seems to be doing better, and that's a nice hit by him to take out the shot rock for Team Penn.
I'm currently looking at looking at Warren right now, and I'm really concerned for Kraken. I'm really hoping that we get an appearance from Kraken today. He did such hard work on Friday and Saturday. It's a shame to have Kraken miss on Sunday, but one never knows.
Great job by Zoe over on Sheet C to grab a corner of the forefoot.
Yeah, nicely done there, Zoe. And you can't see any of it from the hack, which is good. So I think Owen calling just for a freeze there.
And so when you were talking about Warren, he quickly was running off to the bathroom. So Team Penn down to one sweeper here. And this one is coming over just enough that it looks like it's going to make some contact with the yellow.
That's not a bad result there on Sheet C.
Little tap there. Yeah, that's about as good as you can do. That's a setup shot, as we say.
Becca being asked to pop out that red. Camille being asked already to hold that line.
Yeah, you don't want to hit the outside of that and drive it back into your own yellow. And it looks like it might be doing that.
Yep.
Yeah.
But that's fine though. Less rocks in the house right now. Less danger for later on down the road. So Might not be the result that they wanted, but it's not a bad result. They can still work with that, pop it. There's enough opportunity to hit and roll behind that corner guard. And that's the one thing that I haven't been able to see a lot of at the club level or Bonspiel level, which is you can get the corner guards, but how do you effectively use the corner guards? If you're trying to play a hit game and you're just trying to hit and roll behind the corner guards, you don't need normal. A lot of the time, just good control weights. Whatever's on the center line, either a guard or on the house, and you want to hit some stuff out, you don't need to kill it, especially if you got a corner guard in play. You want to hit and just try to roll behind those corner guards.
Keep your rocks in play.
Keep your rocks in play. That's why you don't need to throw normals and peels a lot of the time, especially if you have hammer and a good corner guard. So something like this right here, where it's higher up, if it was maybe 2 or 3 feet deep, that would be a great opportunity for, Team Stilp with that corner guard to hit and roll. Now, you see about, Becca does see about 3/4 of it, so I think their call is back to control weight. If it curls enough, you might be able to hit and, just sit behind that guard.
But as you mentioned, key to that guard was to not leave them the side that you can roll behind the corner.
Exactly. So nice guard placement by Team Penn. Noah starting to, Camille is going to be holding that line now. Really great sweeping by Stilp. Great to get by that guard. Hits in just 6
right
there.
On the nose.
Great team shot there for Stilp for the hit there. So nicely done.
And good weight as well. Good weight choice. Didn't overthrow it. You got to be able to use your sweepers on a shot like that.
So I believe we are currently on Zach's first of 2 on sheet C. Desmond is sitting 1, and there is a second shot there by Team Major. It's behind coverage, but I think the question is, can Zach draw to out count that back 4 yellow rock? So
I think he can.
I think he can as well. The question is going to be, what does that weight look like? Because we're in the wings right now, so it's that fine line from the past weekend of how much extra weight do you need to give for it to be a T-line
This one's going to be really close to the guard on sheet B.
Warren is sweeping his butt off there.
He's just a little too tight to that guard.
So if you're Freya, if you're Team Stilp, guarding it's the call. I would prefer trying to draw behind the stagger guard there. What do you like here, Brian? Do you like the guard or do you like the draw behind?
David agrees with you, I think.
Yeah.
It's as we saw from Team Penn's guard, it's very difficult to place this guard exactly in the right spot.
And they're already calling for sweep now out of hand from Camille, so weight looks good. So I'm not really sure. I think the sweep call probably is for line. Yeah. Well, it's over. Yeah, I would have liked to have seen you got the staggered corner guards. I would have loved to have seen them use that. But it's still a very good guard there, so you are making Jason think about what the shot has to be there.
Yeah, so it's probably covering a little bit more than the previous guard was even.
Yeah. I actually maybe I see less
even
than
just throw a little less weight and a little more ice. It's probably the correct call.
So this is going to be Evan Dauernheim's second here. Warren already on it to hold the line. Oh, off now. So line's listening for the line here. It looks a little wide though.
It was less weight though. Now it's coming. Here it comes. Just got to get enough of it. He's going to push it more into the open. That was the correct weight. Like, he threw the down weight. It was just the ice was not quite. It was a difficult one to actually call. So over on sheet A, Gracie Whitaker has an open draw for 2.
Nicely done from Team Whitaker to set up that end there. Sweepers are on it already on sheet A. If we can do the overhead view, please. Let's take a look here at the result.
Full 12.
Sweepers are on it. They just need full 12. Gracie's going out to help a little bit. They don't want to get caught here. They definitely want to get their number, but they're going to get a 2 guard out of this. They can drag it more if they can, but it's just a single for red there. So we're now 5-2 after 6 ends there. And Gracie does not look particularly thrilled about that. So
catch the
fortunate result there for Team Whitaker. So.
And a good draw by Camille.
Nice split of the house there for Team Stilp.
Sitting 2. Really making Team Penn think about what they want to do next.
I think I think Evan was indicating that there is a hit and flop over on the higher of the shot rocks. But Jason is like, I think Jason's going just for the hit on the back yellow hit, and then if there's a flop there too. This line might also be a draw line. I don't think I saw the full call.
I think he's trying to draw.
Okay, good. Because I just sat there, I thought they're thinking I don't like the hit there, so.
You were quiet for like that half second, and I heard him say we're just going to draw.
You know what? I knew that it was a backhanded compliment, so thank you, or a backhanded comment, so yeah. I cannot.
This is a key one for the sweepers to tell him where it is, because if they need the backing, they got to start sweeping now.
Yep. I'm hearing more from the sweepers on A for that one, so.
And now they really need to get it to curl and get in there for shot. And
they're
just a little bit short.
Third shot right now. It's a good setup here, but it's just still a third shot here. And I think Freya for Team Stilp is lining up the delicate hit here. They just need down hit. Taking a look here on sheet C, major double run there.
Oh, no.
Unfortunately promotes.
That was
Team Major
Desmond, trying to.
But it doesn't promote the yellow into shot, so it's going to be just a score of 1 for Team Desmond after 6 ends. Major is up 6-2 there. A little bit of a sigh of relief though. That a few more feet would have been a steal of 1 there for Major. So back on our feature sheet here for Team Stilp. Freya's throwing her first, calling for needs some motion on that hit. Looks like they're going to get some contact.
Jam. Jammed a little bit, but got away with it.
Yep. The nice thing, though, I think that the unintended benefit is that you caused more separation, so there's not an easy. The double is a little more difficult if they wanted to try the double on the yellow. So
I think he's
unintended consequence positive there.
Team Penn is all in on a steal here.
Yes. I think if you. I think that's a hit line, though.
No, it's the same draw. They took edge of 8 to try to draw last time, and they needed to curl a full rock over more. So I think it's still the draw. They're just taking less ice.
Okay, good. All right. I just wanted to be clear, because a hit's also good there, but they just threw the draw, so.
Although that looks a little spicier. That is a hit.
That's what I thought. It looked a little tight to that back yellow. I like the hit because it's just, but it's hanging out there, so they might lose their shooter.
They are. They're going to give up 2, it looks like. Or give up a shot for 2.
This is going to be a draw for 2 here for Team Stilp. And they just need to touch paint here, so.
But as we saw with Team Whitaker, it's not a given.
Yep.
Still got to make the shot.
Heck, even when I'm the one skipping and I have an open draw for 2, it's not a given for me. I can't do that still sometimes. So sometimes that big house looks extraordinarily small. Looks a little down for me.
And it's
Sweepers
are
on. Yeah, and it's out there as well. So hopefully we get a little bit of a drag here. Needs to make sure it just touches. If I was a sweeper, I'd actually just stay on it too. I don't want to get caught out there.
Yeah, they almost
nicely done.
They woke up in time.
Nicely done. So good deuce on the board there for Stilp. So they have a 6-3 lead after 6 ends there. Fist bumps for Team Stilp. So nicely done there. And again, Becca looking too cool for school out there in those shades.
That's the difference maker right there.
I really think it is. That X factor is intimidation by fashion. It's just, if there's not going to be a squid out there, at least amazing looking fashion sunglasses. So it looks like if we go to overhead right quick, just to check out some action here. Looks like we got On sheet A, Carlson is sitting 1-2 in the house with no protection right now. I believe there's asking his second for a guard.
He does have hammer as well.
He does have hammer as well, but...
And a 3-point lead.
Right.
So he's happy with where they're sitting right
now.
now. Especially because those rocks are in the front of the house.
That looks like a upweight. Are they moving some rocks around a bit?
On sheet A?
On sheet A.
Oh, no. He's just trying to... He was just
maybe add to the piles.
Yeah,
a good call
I thought
as well.
he was trying to draw to the side, but looks like he is just going to tap things around a bit.
Yep. It just looks like it was just...
It was too heavy.
Too heavy,
correct.
yeah, okay. Good guard there, and it looks like we've got, on sheet C, we've got Major sitting 1, Zach sitting a very close, Desmond sitting a very close second shot there, and I think Zach is calling for just draw behind that centerline guard for Corinne. Over on developmental, on sheet D, a lot of yellow in play, and I think there's one red that's sitting the biting forefoot, so Bucks 1, I believe Bucks 1 is red, and that is true. That is correct. So Bucks 1 is up 5-3, but Bucks 2 has got a significant presence in the house right now, so... Oh, that hat looks so cool. The steampunk hat currently making an appearance. So there was we had the raffle drawing last night for a lot of really wonderful prizes, and one of them was a beautiful silver or chromish steampunk gearish hat. Looks beautiful, and currently a parent is wearing it in the warm room, and it looks pretty spectacular. I also am having a headache for just thinking about how heavy that would be. So nice hit here for Owen, for Noah here, and we'll manage to sit back 4, back 8.
Well, and your team Penn, you got to score 3 points.
Yep.
You don't need to worry about that one at all. Is the correct call.
Yep. If I was team Stilp, my goal right now is no guards, and I wouldn't even like anything in the back of the house. Like I wouldn't. Nothing in the back of the house where you can freeze to anything, and I don't want a guard where I can just have anyone go. So takeout game, clean game here, no yellow rocks anywhere would be like the goal for Team Stilp, if that's just to make sure that you don't accidentally give up 3 or a possible 4 here. So, but I know that this team is capable of doing that. They've been throwing really great hits, really great down weights. So finish strong here for Team Stilp. Not to mention the nice thing about hits is that it keeps your sweepers a little rested.
Going to your point, there is a yellow in the back of the house, and that red is lined up to go right towards it if they hit it on the outside a little bit.
I will say though that I think with Becca throwing her controls the way they are, this line looks like it's going to cross nicely. So, it's good to keep that jam in mind. Looks like it's curling a lot now. You might be clipping the guard, which, again, not a problem at all.
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it either, but it looks like it might be a little thick there. We just want to make sure there's a roll.
Roll it all the way off.
Roll all the way off if possible.
Yep.
All right. Nicely done. I mean, it minimizes any type of catcher behind that corner guard there, so. It's looking good. It's looking good for Stilp, and if I was Jason, I would put a guard right up in front of that, yeah.
Yeah, that's the good thing for Team Stilp is that they're the only guard now is that extreme corner guard.
I don't want them to lose focus of that one, but now there's just going to be like, okay, all the hits. If I see a red and if I have even a sliver of it, my goal should be to get rid of it. Sheet C. Team Major just sinking another one right in the top button. They're currently sitting 2 after, I believe that was the first of Vice's rocks. No, last of the second's rocks there. And then we got Zoe, the Vice for Team Desmond, being asked to peel the yellow centerline guard out. If they ever hit thick enough where it hits nose, you do have some bonus opportunity to pop some of the shot rocks out of the centerline, or the forefoot. So here's Zoe on sheet C for Team Desmond. Line looking really good. Sweepers are not on it, but if you want to sweep that, I don't think you heard anything by sweeping it. Hits nose and makes contact with one of them really nice. So nicely done by Zoe to get the run back. They are still, Major is still sitting 1-2, possibly 3 right now, but it was a really good run for Zoe there. Becca on sheet B here, though, hits a little too thick on the center line guard, and now we've got Penn sitting 1-2.
That control weight that you were talking about earlier was betrayed her a little bit on that one.
Not as much rotation?
She just needed to throw it harder on that shot. And
it's still at least leaving 2 reds wide open, so not the result they wanted, but they're able. There is an opportunity to get that back. Looks like this is a guard attempt here for Penn.
I don't think it was meant to be a guard attempt.
No, it just came down a lot towards the end on that one.
They were a little bit on the outside of
little outside, a little down, and then when that curl started, that snap happened. It just dragged, weight just dropped a lot. So
David Schlanger next to us currently yelling at them to not throw at this one because the other one is much more open.
Oh, the other one is definitely much more open.
And it's not going to jam on the back yellow. And it's not going to be close to the guard.
Only because I'm a supportive person. I don't hate this direction because if you're narrow, you pop a guard. If you're on, you pop a red. So there's a lot more plan B opportunities on this line.
And she's just going to make it pretty good anyways, maybe?
Yeah, nicely done.
Yeah, she got the perfect roll, too.
Yeah. So
David's shaking his head anyway.
Yeah. I do agree that the other red was more open, but I do like the other plans on this one. So good call on that. Good commitment to the shot on that one. So nicely done by Camille on that shot there. Forcing the action to try to do a finesse shot for Team Penn to get at the rock currently sitting buried in the house. Evan Carlson setting up in the house for his first of 2 with hammer, and it looks like it's just meant to be on sheet A, popping out the lone red rock in the house right now. Evan looks a little up and a little wide on his hit here on B, but I think you're going to get enough curl to pop it out. Is it going to make contact? Makes contact, but it just nudges it over.
Where's our sponsor, Visine? Get the red out.
To get the red out. Thank you for finishing that. Did it hurt? You looked a little pained saying that. You didn't like it.
Yeah, I know.
Thank you for committing to that. Appreciate that, Brian. Camille here. Goal popping the red out. Sweeping a little early just to make sure it doesn't over curl. Inside out does have a tendency to over curl, but
she kind of turned that release a little bit too.
Becca holding that line nicely. They just need to make contact. It doesn't need to stick around.
Oh, don't jam on.
Not bad at all. Good. This is the second time. This is the second time that there's been that slight jam, redirect out.
Ended up
so
being perfect. Yep. So bad news for Team Penn. All 3 of these remaining rocks have to count.
Yes. Or 2 and
good
a really,
news,
really fancy.
Yes, but that is good news for Team Stilp.
Yep.
They played this end pretty well.
Yes.
Also, please remove that yellow rock from being right in front of the hack because it makes me nervous. Thank you.
So here's Evan. Evan Dauernheim.
Got to make a perfect freeze here.
Hands are up from Jason, making sure that it's just line looks good, weight looks a little warm.
He's holding his head. He knows it's a little
warm. Needs to come down a lot, and it looks like it's just going to flash right through.
Yeah. That was a very difficult shot, too. So
mathematically, they're still in it. They just need one more rock.
They don't. There's no way that they can get that red unless
I would say Freya should just pop the red out. Just get rid of the red, just to force the handshake.
I wouldn't even touch the red because it's so far out of the house. If you touch it, is the only way that you can mess it up.
Right.
That red guard has to count for Team Penn, and there's no way they can split it on themselves. So if your team Stilp, you stay far away from that guard so you don't mess around with it.
But the handshake doesn't need to be initiated from
the
opposition right now. So
I did not see me gesturing through the window.
Correct. Correct.
I was gesturing through the window.
So let's go to the overhead right now. We are seeing skips rocks being thrown now from hammer shot being thrown now on sheet A by Evan to pop that back red out to sit 2 to get 2 there. I mean, and you'll see it on your screen now. Good contact there good sweep there by William, and that's going to be 2 yellow for Evan Carlson going up 7-2 after 7 ends here.
And
current discussion right now by the curlers at the back of sheet A, but it looks like they're probably going to throw back down to finish out 8 ends total there. So we're going to have an 8th end on sheet A. On sheet C from the overhead view, Major is still sitting 3 in a nice little line there. All right,
they
now we got
finally realized
handshakes.
that they did not have enough rocks.
Finally have handshakes on sheet B, so congratulations, Team Stilp. And if my math and all my very last-minute tutoring showed me anything, I believe this puts Team Stilp into the A event final. If I'm wrong, please let me correct me. I don't want to be wrong here.
Don't look at me. I don't know. I don't know what the rules are. I believe that is correct, though. Evan, my son Evan, was telling me that if they won, they were in the A event final. And they will most likely be playing Evan Carlson, who has gone undefeated so far.
So getting confirmation from Drawmaster Mindy, Team Stilp will now be playing in the A event final. You will see them on this sheet at our 11:45 game, and we'll have Team Penn in our C event final, which I believe will take place on sheet D at 11:45. So we're going to stay with the action here on sheet C to finish out the game here between Desmond and Major, and try to see if we can show A on the second sheet as best as we can. But we will be seeing both Stilp and Penn at 11:45 with Team Stilp staying on this sheet for the A event final. And if the results stay as is on the current sheets right now, it'll be Stilp versus Evan Carlson for the A event final.
It does look like Team Major is sitting 3 with their hammer shot coming up right now.
And
so that will likely soon be handshakes.
And a current update on our developmental side, we had a single on for Bucks 1. No, Bucks 2. Bucks 2, putting it as a 5-4 game on sheet D. There will be a developmental final at 11:45 on sheet A. So we'll have development final on A event final on B event final on C, and C event final on D for our 11:45 game here. So taking a look now. This is the hammer shot on C. This is going to be a draw attempt for 4 from Major. Applause in the warm room for our curlers coming off of B. And this weight looks really good. Are they going to get a 4 spot here? Needs to be full 4, but it's looking a little light. Sweepers are on it now. Good finish on this. But it just...
It did. No, it did.
They fell asleep just enough there, but I believe...
Still a 3 in handshakes anyway.
I believe I saw indicate that's handshake. So congratulations for Team Major getting their 3 and the win there in 7, which I believe Major taking the win there puts them into get confirmation from Mindy, Drawmaster Mindy. Mindy. Hi. We've got Major win on TV. Does that mean they're on the season final? We are we are currently getting confirmation on the event for which Major will be in. They got their win there. So Drawmaster Mindy, who has done a phenomenal job this entire weekend, just getting confirmation from them on the result for Major. Where will we see them? As we finish up the game on Sheet A, currently Team Whitaker is facing 3 yellow in the house. And I wanted to, before he heads out, I want to thank Brian Dauernheim for an exceptional job on commentary. Thank you for dealing with me for this morning. I appreciate it, and it's always wonderful, hanging out with you. So thanks for your time, Brian. Appreciate it. So just getting final confirmation as you enjoy the last rocks here on Sheet A on where a lot of the fallout will be in terms of where, the shakeout of where all the events, who's all be playing in which events here. No matter what, the event is already scheduled on YouTube, so please feel free to go to our our YouTube channel and get notifications for our 11:45 draw for all the event finals from today as we get applause in the warm room for our curlers coming off of the C sheet. You want some help? Williams second here, being add to the house. Apply pressure here, just as many yellows in the house here for Carlson. Looks like it's tracking just nicely to be possibly top 8 weight, maybe top 4. Drags a little bit across that center line. Full 8. Biting 8, my apologies. So Whitaker facing 4 yellow in the house and seconds rocks right now. So I believe the call here for Owen Best is to draw Frozen to that side rock in the on the T line in the wings, maximizing their ability to play with those corner guards and give them an opportunity to try to get a multiple here. Giving themselves a chance. One rock Frozen gives them an opportunity, but it looks like it just needs to curl, and it might be crashing on the top rock that was just thrown. So they get a hit. Flops over a little bit, and I don't think from this angle we'll be able to see whether or not it's behind the guard or not. But it looks like it's enough. They can see enough of it that Evan is calling for the pop out for Ben, his vice. So hit is away here for Team Carlson's vice, Ben. William is holding on to the sweep, but now they're calling for Sylvan to push some curl here. Looks like they'll get contact. So it pops out the red. Still sits 4 here. And right now, red needs to make sure that everything is in play. And I believe they've just done the math here. And they're going to throw one more. They were talking about it, and Grace wants to make sure that she leaves everything out on the ice, every opportunity possible. Yes, there are high guards, but there's still a mathematical possibility. I do like this. You got a rock. All you need is a rock and an opportunity, and things can turn around. This is junior curling, so giving yourself opportunities is nice. Play every rock you've got. So Ryan Best about ready to throw the first here for Vice's rocks. The goal is the same as the last one. We want to try to get that freeze into the wings. Ryan has had really good draw weight all weekend. And right now, sweepers are on it just to make sure, but it needs to curl a bit. Currently, it's tracking to hit that top 8 yellow rock. But it's curling up nicely. Oh, that looks really good. It's going to pass that guard. It passes the guard, and it looks like it's not in line to touch that yellow. So we're going to get that freeze that was asked for Whitaker. Not quite the freeze, but I believe they're counting, I want to say that might actually be third shot there, and Evan is already lining up to see if they can get just a delicate hit, and if they pop a guard, that's good for them too. So the attempt here is going to be the hit on the red rock, and that's not a lot of line there, so this might have been a bullet, like a normal weight hit. So we'll see how this ends up here. So this is Evan Carlson's Vice's second shot here for Ben. William on it to hold that line out. And just does a nice pick out on that one. So picks out the red, still sits 4 here. I actually kind of like the idea here. Gracie at first indicated to freeze to that back yellow and to the left of the screen. And Ryan did say, let's throw the same thing we just did, and I like that. But I was wondering maybe if they throw froze into the back yellows, but it'll just force Evan to throw his first into the back yellows as well. So I think this is the right call. Give yourself an opportunity, get behind those corner guards. Just needs a little bit more curl there, but I think it's staying on that center line a little bit too much. Needs to curl, and I think that's what we're seeing from Owen. Owen is trying to get some curl on that shot on the shooter right now. Weight looks just a little bit light as well. It is sitting second shot. It's along that same hit line that we saw earlier, and Evan's lining up for the hit there. So I do like the fight here from Whitaker, staying in it all the way. That person did some inappropriate things last time. Could you flag that in the chat, please? Yep, thank you. All right, just holding that line out, but it's looking good, I think. Pushes out the red. Knocks out their own, and that's fine for them. They already have the lead, and this is handshakes. So nicely done for both teams to have a good fight in there, but congratulations to Team Carlson. This win for Team Carlson puts them in the A event final, where they'll be facing Team Stilp that you saw earlier on the feature sheet. Team Whitaker, not out. I believe that they will be moving on to the C event final, I believe. So they'll be on sheet D. I could be wrong here. We'll get final confirmation here shortly from our draw master, or you will be able to see the final draw on the YouTube comment. So not the YouTube comments, the YouTube description for the 11:45 game. So you'll be able to see that on there. But we're going to wrap up our stream here now. At 11:30, we will have our pipers march the curlers on the ice, and I believe we'll get started to show you the piping on of our curlers for 11:30. But on behalf of Dylan, our tech, this is Rob. Thank you so much for joining us for this last draw of round robin play. We will see you all at 11:45 for our event finals for the 2023 Junior Bonspiel here at the Potomac Curling Club. Thank you. Have a wonderful morning.